Hello, I'm James Michael Tyler. Welcome to Book Look. Our field correspondent, Kate Arno, is in Camden, Maine today with suspense novelist Tess Gerritsen to talk about her latest thriller, Vanish. Kate, to you.
Tess, thanks so much for having us.
It's so nice to have you here.
How do you develop such a riveting story?
Well, most of my stories start out because I have heard of something that really disturbed me. And in this case, it was based on a true story that I read in the Boston Globe about a young woman who was found dead in a bathtub with a lot of empty prescription bottles next to her. The state police came, fire and rescue came and declared her dead. They zipped her into a body bag and she was sent to the morgue, where a few hours later she woke up. And I thought, how often does that happen? How often do we misdiagnose death? And that was the opening of Vanish. A young, mysterious woman with no name wakes up in the morgue. And then she does something entirely unexpected. I think my philosophy as a writer is always, what's the worst that can happen? Make it happen.
A few characters in your previous novels show up in Vanish. Is this a sequel?
It is part of a mystery series. It's the fifth in the series starring Detective Jane Rizzoli. The first book was The Surgeon, and I've had a really good time watching Jane develop over the years and through the books and seeing how she changes. So I think part of the reason I continue to write a series is I just have fallen in love with these particular people.
The autopsies in Vanish are graphic in detail. It makes me feel as if I've watched an autopsy. Have you ever seen one?
Well, I'm a physician, so during the process of becoming a doctor, I had to watch autopsies. I've probably watched over a dozen of them. And, I've always found them very upsetting and very disturbing. But on the other hand, they're absolutely necessary sometimes when you want to find answers. When I write an autopsy scene, I'm really kind of mining my own memory, remembering what it was like, what things smelled like, what it was like to hold a scalpel. And I feel it's my job as a writer to demonstrate a sort of a secretive world, a world that they may want to know more about.
Eastern European girls brought to the United States for prostitution are the victims in this story. Have you ever met any women who have actually gone through this nightmare?
No, I haven't. That particular storyline came from an article in the New York Times magazine. I had read it quite some time ago about the sex trade, the international sex trade, and how many of them are Eastern European girls. And I was rather shocked to find out how many are in the United States. So I wanted to include that in this particular book. It really is kind of the core of the mystery.
Tess, how is it that you write such gory stories?
If you look at my stories, you'll notice that I very seldom have violence appear on the page. What I'm showing you is the policewoman or the medical examiner walking onto the crime scene after the incident has taken place. They are there to do a job. They are wearing the hat of the investigator, and somehow that gives them enough reserve. It gives them that barrier so that the horror of what happened in that room is not quite so immediate. Mm-hmm. So when I show an autopsy scene, it's because I'm showing you from the point of view of the scientist what they're seeing.
This story is so chock full of unexpected plot twists. How do you begin to lay out a timeline when you're preparing to write a book?
I really don't develop a timeline. I start writing and I see where the story takes me. I am surprised by the plot twists, and I think that if I'm surprised by them, my readers will be as well. I just let my characters decide what's going to happen, and sometimes I'm shocked by how the stories turn out.
Tess, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Tess and Kate. Vanish by Tess Gerritsen grabs you and takes you on a chilling ride. So if you're a fan of great thrillers, then this is the book for you. So pick up your copy today and read the book. Until next time, I'm James Michael Tyler. Goodbye.
When I was a child, I started off as Nancy Drew, and I think it was just natural that I would write in the same genre that I enjoy reading.